Hi, I'm Nyla, head female coach at Active Physiques, and today I've got my lovely guest Sophie with me. So Sophie, you've been with us now. You've been with the team for over 18 months, is that right?
Yeah, it's been an amazing time and it's flown so quick.
It has gone really, really fast.
Yeah.
So just for the viewers, if you could tell us what brought you to Active Physiques?
So one of my family friends, he had already been on the team and he was doing a bodybuilding competition. So I'd kind of seen his Instagram post with Clint. And when I liked the message, Clint was, straight in my DMs.
Typically, everyone that I've interviewed has said the same thing.
He's just on it with that. I kind of got talking about fitness and what my kind of routine was, and I was kind of trying to do it all on my own. And I think, I was going to the gym. Thought I was tracking my calories kind of as best as I could, but I needed that accountability.
Yeah.
And I think for me, when I did decide to join the team, it was very much having to kind of give up my pride in a way that I couldn't do it all on my own, and had to kind of come to the acceptance of I'm not perfect at everything, and sometimes you do just need a bit of help. And I guess for me, that kind of light bulb moment, that you're not supposed to do everything on your own, and that quite a lot of the time the support and the community that you can get from any aspect of your life, it doesn't just have to be kind of like health and fitness, that's going to help you achieve the things that you want to achieve, and it doesn't all just have to be done solely in isolation.
100%. And also, and we'll come back to that about the community aspects of it, but also I think there's a lot of information out there, especially on social media, a lot of female accounts, and it can be quite confusing. You don't know which direction to turn in terms of trying to achieve your goals, and all the advice around working out, and this diet plan works better than this one. And so it can be a bit of a minefield. So going back right to the beginning, what age did you start getting into fitness, and what was your initial goal, and how had that sort of progressed?
Yeah, so during kind of my second year at university, and then because that overlapped with COVID, we were obviously all at home. So I was kind of doing a lot of home workouts, which some of them were the Courtney Black ones, doing cardio, and didn't really have a lot of idea on my nutrition. So kind of reflecting on that, I wasn't fueling myself for the exercise that I was doing.
Yeah.
And so that was probably over 4 years before I joined the team.
Yeah.
Then I did kind of start going into the gym probably a year before starting the team. Didn't really kind of know what I was doing, but I did have a bit of a plan when I went in, and was doing kind of weightlifting and kind of started that journey, but didn't really know anything about progressive overload. Wasn't probably pushing myself to the level that I do now. And I guess my initial aim when I joined the team was I wanted to lose weight.
Yeah.
And that was kind of that was essentially the main reason. But I feel that even though that's kind of where I started, it's kind of not, it doesn't kind of happen in the way that you expect it to. So now I'm in the gym and I'm really strong and I've kind of built up a body definition.
Yeah.
And I never thought about that when I joined. And it's just been such an amazing kind of, it's like a side effect in a way of what I've kind of been doing, and appreciating what my body does and what it can do and how strong I am. So even though I kind of went in with wanting to lose weight, I have done that, but also have kind of gained so much more in terms of, I've built muscle, but then also like understanding what my body can do as well.
I'm so like, that brings me joy to hear you say that, because, you know, I always talk about resistance training, and for any age, it's just so incredible the way it makes you feel really empowered. So I love that you've come from the mindset of, I just want to be smaller, I want to lose body fat, you know, lose weight. And it probably would have all been about a certain weight on the scale when you started. And I love that mindset shift, that then that was become less of a focus. Although we did tick that box, you definitely did lose weight and drop body fat. But then it's a gradual transition into, let's see what my body can do. Now I'm lifting heavy. So after you did your initial fat loss goal, talk to me about the photo shoot, because we booked you in for a photo shoot, didn't we? Was that something that you felt you would ever do, or was it, you know, was it way out of your comfort zone?
Yes, I don't think I'd ever thought about doing a photo shoot, and I'd kind of seen, you know, I guess certain types of kind of like fitness influencers that look a certain way that do a photo shoot. So I'd kind of, I guess, not put myself in that box, because I don't necessarily look like all the fitness people that you see online. And not that that is a bad thing, and everybody looks different, and everybody being different is amazing. And I think it's kind of sad that I wrote that off for myself.
100%, because fit isn't one type of body shape, is it? Fit can be all different shapes and sizes, and, you know, athletic, and, you know, like, basically all different looks. So you've kind of like had a little bit of a self-limiting belief there in the beginning. Thinking that there was a certain specific perfection that needed to be achieved before you could attain or deserve to do a photo shoot. So I love that you've actually completely let that go. And evolved in that sense.
Yeah, definitely. And I think then when I went to the photo shoot, I was just so proud of myself that I'd kind of reflected on the journey that I'd been on. So I think it was about 8 months after I joined that we did the photo shoot. And, you know, I looked completely different. I felt completely different in myself. I felt really confident.
I was going to say, you looked really confident on the shoot. You owned it, you know, you didn't look like you were awkward.
And it was, I think as well, like getting the excitement of kind of going and seeing what kind of looks I wanted to do, what kind of pictures I wanted to get. And I guess I also kind of want to say as well, it's not easy. It's not going through any kind of fitness journey or any journey to better yourself in any way is not easy. And over those 8 months, there were times when I really struggled. And I think it's allowing yourself to achieve those goals, but also giving yourself the grace that you can't be perfect all the time. And
100%.
It's always, and you probably hear this quite a lot now, but it's consistency over perfection, isn't it?
100%, you know, perfection doesn't exist, and people that try to be perfect in order to get results, it's not sustainable. They can do it for a few weeks and then they'll fall off and they'll rebound. But it's like we always say with Active Physiques to all of our clients, it's about building a lifestyle change, and that's mind, body and soul. So, you know, going through any kind of fitness journey, wanting to achieve a goal, something that you've never done before, you are stepping outside of your comfort zone and, you know, leaving comfort behind you. So there are going to be days where you doubt yourself or you find it more difficult. But when you overcome those days and you bounce back, then you realise how strong you are. And actually, it's not the end result that I find is rewarding. Yes, the photo shoot was fantastic. It was a celebration of what you've achieved. But really, it's the journey that got you there that is really something to be proud of.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's, for me, the main thing is showing up for yourself every single day. And that allows you to do difficult things in like any aspect of your life, that you're like, if I do this really difficult thing and I achieve this goal, well, what else can I achieve? What other difficult things can I do for myself? And I think that kind of, you know, the mental aspect of it and the kind of mental strength from it is, it like, I guess, leaks into all of your life. It's not just about kind of your like fitness journey.
100%. You know, when you're lifting weights and getting stronger mentally, it's such an empowering feeling. When you've got the discipline to do your steps every day, I mean, you've got the most consistent streak on the entire team. You've been with us, as I said earlier, for 18 months and you've never missed a day. You've been on holiday and you've still posted your steps, you know.
Yeah.
I love that about you, Sophie. You've made my job very easy. And it's not gone unnoticed, you know. It's that consistency. And we talk about having bottom standards. Even when you've been on holiday, you've still got your steps. You've not been on plan, as you should be. You know, everyone needs that mental break and a bit of downtime and to eat off plan and have some nice treats. But it's never been a case of an all or nothing mindset, you know, and that's really worked in your favour massively. So the photo shoot was a success and I loved that you were really proud of your photos, and then it kind of inspired you to do more. So what came next after the shoot?
So we went into a building phase, which was an entirely different process and mindset, and had its own set of challenges over that time. And I think probably quite a lot of the challenges came from me not really understanding kind of how a build works.
Yeah.
Because again, like touching on what you were saying earlier, that social media is kind of full of so much advice and so much information that I had a very different concept of what a building phase would be.
So talk to us about that. What was your concept of building?
So I essentially, you know, high level thought it was eat what you want, train really hard and you'll put on muscle, which you probably will, but you won't end up, I guess, feeling as good in yourself during the whole process.
Yeah.
And I know that I did do a little bit of that at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I guess for me, like, you have to make the mistakes to be able to learn from them.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
And, you know, I remember the Zoom calls that we had, and it was a case of, let's pull this back, you know what I mean? You can't out-train a bad diet. So for me, a lean building phase is always successful when, yes, your calories go up and you're eating more food and you're using it for fuel, but we're not doing a dirty bulk. What I always say to my females is it's not something to be afraid of. Like, you should still be able to see visible abs. You should still feel confident in a bikini when you're in a building phase. It's not a case of looking like you're out of shape and you don't lift anymore, you know, and that can happen, and I see it a lot. And I feel like we did pull it back in time because, you know, when you post selfies, I know that you're feeling good in yourself when you're on holiday or you're in the gym, you know?
Yeah.
And that's a true sign that somebody hasn't pressed the fuck it button and just thought it's a free-for-all and I'm going to eat 1,000 calories worth of donuts. Well, that would be about half a donut, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I think as well for me, it was then kind of towards the end of my building phase, I did have kind of 2 holidays back to back. And like you say, I was, you know, in a bikini and I actually felt really good.
Yeah.
And I think it's, I guess for me as well, around the whole process of a building phase and obviously eating more, is you obviously still have to be making sure you're hitting kind of the right macros to be able to build the muscle in the gym.
Yeah.
And I think it made me reflect on maybe my relationship with food prior to being on the team. and I guess maybe a little bit of a warning for people that do obviously struggle with their relationship with food, that I guess I'd always kind of eaten what I wanted, and that then ended up me using food as some kind of crutch for dealing with my emotions.
Yeah.
So I'd never, I guess, had a super great relationship with it, and then it had kind of gone from, you know, wanting to lose weight, like I guess we'd spoke about earlier, that I was quite restrictive, and then that would kind of lead into then obviously really wanting to eat more food and kind of going through that, but then also I guess realising that the way that I kind of used to eat, I was eating too much.
So prior to starting your fitness journey, you mean?
Yeah.
That was a time when you felt like you ate too much. Would you label it as maybe binge and restrict, or just eating too much all the time?
So right at the beginning, probably didn't really have kind of any education on like things that I kind of should be eating, was just kind of, you know, eating the foods that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is more than okay. But I think I didn't realise that I was overeating all the time.
So you'd say portion control was
Yeah.
a slight issue.
Yeah.
And then when you joined the team, obviously you got a lot of education from us around macros and fueling your body right to work out, and, you know, how to adapt plans for holidays and meals out. And, you know, I feel like you handled your diet phase really, really well. I think what I'm hearing you say is when you went into the building phase, that maybe brought up the unhealthy relationship with food that you had prior, kind of brought it up to the surface then. It's almost like opening a can of worms, really, because you
Yeah.
could have more freedom with it.
Yeah, and I think that was then when I'd kind of was then worried that I would be kind of dipping back into,
Sort of spilling over.
yeah. And I still deal with that now, and
Yeah.
I know that it's something that I will continuously have to kind of work on.
Yeah.
But I guess the fact that I'm aware of that is a lot better than not being aware of it at all.
100%, because not only are you aware of it, you've now got the tools to know how to tackle it, even if it's like what you said, it's not perfect daily. And also you've got the education. So education plus action, that's where you really change as a person.
Yeah.
So what would you say to anybody else that's got like an unhealthy relationship with food and they're getting into fitness now? What sort of advice would you give to them? Or maybe they've not started the fitness journey yet. What kind of advice would you give to somebody who wants to change and become healthier?
I would probably, my main thing would be, you need to be kind to yourself. That, you know, we're not perfect, and as long as you are trying to make progress with that kind of relationship, and you are acknowledging it, then that is a step forward and that is progress.
Yeah.
And I think that it's not a one size fits all either. So you
100%.
might see, you know, people saying, oh, we'll do this and do that and all of those kinds of things, but it doesn't necessarily work for everybody. And I would probably say that, sorry, I've lost my train of thought.
That's all
now.
right. I feel like also in terms of overcoming an unhealthy relationship with food or a difficult relationship with food, it's understanding your triggers, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And would I be right in saying for you, it's like during stressful times, because you've got a great career, you're a clever girl, and you do a lot of exams. And I love that you've juggled that while you've been with Active Physiques. You know, you've not stopped having social events. You've not stopped, although I'm sure they've become far less frequent, like going out at the weekends and stuff, because you've really embraced a fitness lifestyle now, haven't you? So
Yeah.
priorities can change, but you've enjoyed holidays, you've juggled uni, you've done exams as well.
Yeah.
And that, I feel like, was a trigger for you during those exam times. That's when that sort of like difficulty around the food came up. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. And I think, I remember kind of having a conversation with you about it that,
Yeah.
because I guess a bit of background, I work a corporate job, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and then have to kind of fit professional exams in and around that. So
Yeah.
kind of studying at a weekend or in an evening. And I guess sometimes I, want to have something there for kind of the comfort. And I think another thing is that it's that instant kind of dopamine hit that we've like obviously spoken about a few times, that I don't like. It's obviously not enjoyable sitting and studying all weekend. So if I can get a dopamine hit from eating a bar of chocolate, then that is what I really want to do. But I think it's then understanding the like delayed gratification of, okay, well, if I'm sat at this desk, I'm going to pass my exam, and how much better am I going to feel? And I think it's reframing the way that I see things. So it has allowed me to, I guess, reframe the things that I'm doing, and also understanding that sacrifice in kind of any shape or form has to kind of be done to achieve any goals, and it doesn't have to be an extreme. But, I'm giving up my weekends so I can study, and that is going to help me progress in my career. And that's a choice that I've made, so I have to kind of sit with that.
Yeah, that's really good. It's a good way to look at things. And I love that you said, you do need to sacrifice, because that's part of the process. It's about letting go of old habits in order to evolve into something new, a new identity. And, if you're holding on to those old habits that have pulled you back, it's going to make your life and your goals so much harder to achieve. So what would you say would be the best way that you have actually tackled that dopamine hit, from grabbing the sweets or the chocolate while you've been at your desk? Because I remember we had a Zoom call, and it was about finding other techniques to distract you, really, no matter how simple they are.
Yeah, so I think a few things that I had kind of started to implement was making sure that I'm taking regular breaks. If I'm going to be sat at my desk for 6 hours, I can't just sit there for 6 hours. So making sure that I'm going and getting regular breaks. I do make sure that I go outside, get some fresh air, look at something that's not my screen.
Yeah.
I have started to do, so I normally train in the mornings. And what I started to do kind of on Saturdays, so that's when I do one of my training days, I train at lunchtime.
Yeah.
So it's a reward that I've just sat there in the morning, and then I can kind of go and blow off a bit of steam. And I do get the dopamine hit from being in the gym.
That's mega. So you've done like work block in the morning, training, and then a bit of a work block after that to split up the day.
Yeah. And then it then also means that I just feel a lot more focused, because I'm like, well, I've got a set time of I need to go to the gym at this time, so I need to sit here and get this done, and then I can go to the gym.
Yeah.
So that's been really helpful for me, and I guess it's also about being flexible with something might work for you at some point in time, but then something will change and you have to kind of adapt with that.
Yeah.
And I guess that's also leans into what you were saying about, you know, when you do have like off-plan meals or you go on holiday, that can sometimes feel a little bit uncomfortable because it's out of your normal routine. And then you kind of start thinking, oh, well, how am I going to deal with this? And it's making slight changes or asking for help, asking for advice and leaning on the fact that you've got a coach.
Yeah.
About how to kind of deal with those things. And, you know, and then you always get you get a level of support.
Yeah.
And then techniques to kind of deal with that, because life isn't perfect all the time.
No. There's always curveballs. It doesn't necessarily have to be exams.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it could be like people get stressed out about money, about a bill that they weren't expecting, relationship issues, stress at work, children. It's a multitude of things. And definitely having a coach, use us, you know, get the advice, because we're sort of like experienced with a multitude of different stresses that people need to tackle, but it's normally the most simple sort of techniques that you wouldn't necessarily think of on your own. It's good having, you know, that second opinion and someone to help you navigate those challenges and keep you on track. So how would you say that your fitness journey has sort of leaked into other aspects of your life and helped to improve that? Because you look really healthy, you know, you've got lovely skin and nice hair, you dress nice, so you've got high standards for yourself. I'm just wondering how fitness has sort of improved other areas.
So probably quite a lot. So I think the main thing for me is it's the confidence that you get from it. And it's not necessarily the confidence of how you look. It's the fact that you look the way you look because of the effort that you put in. And it's kind of testament to all of the work that you've put in, and you start to see the results that you know, you've spent all of that time working for. And I guess that level of confidence of being a lot more comfortable in my own skin then means that I'm kind of comfortable more day to day. I'm a lot more confident at work. And then because I've done these difficult things in my fitness journey, I then set myself personal challenges. And I'm, you know, if something difficult comes up, I'm like, oh, well, I can handle that. That's okay. That's fine. I would also say that having more of a kind of structured fitness and being able to, I guess, be confident in the gym has also allowed me to make friends with people that also go to the gym. So it allows you to build those connections with other people. So ended up speaking to people at work about the gym, and then you've got a whole new topic of conversation to talk to people about. And also probably the most recent, our work had done a couple of charity hikes, so they were 20 and 22 miles on separate days.
Still, quite an achievement.
But I didn't really kind of bat an eyelid that I was going to go and walk for 7 hours.
Wow.
And I think then understanding what my body is capable of, and going and doing that and actually just enjoying it rather than thinking, how much further have we got to go? Don't get me wrong, at like the last couple of miles I was struggling. But I think that kind of like general level of fitness allows you to then say yes to things that I might not have said yes to previously.
Yeah, a real confidence builder. And I would say an identity shift as well that's happened over the last maybe 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, from like the girl who struggled to lose weight. I was perhaps underconfident in her appearance to who you are now, saying yes to things because you now trust yourself that you can do hard things and see it through and achieve those goals. So I feel like that becomes quite addictive, the sense of personal growth. It's like, what can I do next? It's almost like revealing another layer, you know, something that you didn't know you were capable of. It's like another layer of your identity. And growth becomes quite addictive, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
So what do you plan on doing with your future self?
So
we talk a lot about manifestation within Active Physique. So, you know, I'm sure you've been thinking quite hard about your future and where you want to go in life.
Yeah, so I actually signed up for the Manchester Half Marathon that we're going to get training for. So that's in October. And then I've also, haven't actually told you that I've also entered a ballot for the London Half Marathon next year.
Oh my gosh.
So hopefully I'll get that.
When you say it's a ballot, is it potluck who's picked for that? Because there's so many people that apply.
Yeah, so keep our fingers crossed for that
one. Visualisation definitely will pay off.
Yeah. And then I guess maybe another kind of fitness one is I'd maybe like to try a triathlon and kind of try the 3 disciplines, but I'll get through the half marathons first and then assess that. And I guess also in my kind of personal life, I'm moving to our London office, so I'll be moving away from Manchester.
Wow.
And moving to London to kind of taking that leap. And I'm just really excited to live somewhere new.
Yes.
And, you know, feel confident and comfortable that I can go and do that on my own.
Starting a new chapter.
Yeah.
How exciting. In a new city, making new friends, completely different environment. You know, again, it's about challenging yourself to move away from comfort.
Yeah.
You'll be away from your family, won't you?
Yeah.
Do you have family in London?
No, I'll be going...
Have you got any friends in London?
No.
Well, I'm sure within no time you'll be in the gym and you'll be chatting to people. And London is so cosmopolitan and people, there's not many people that are originally from London in London. So I'm sure you'll gravitate to people and make new friends.
Yeah.
I think that's the brilliant thing about fitness as well, because you know, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what sort of walk of life you've had. Like, if you have that common ground with somebody and you enjoy fitness, you immediately have something to talk about.
Yeah.
Like a shared experience, as it were.
Yeah. I think that's also one thing is that's kind of how sometimes in like a work setting people are with football, you know.
Yeah.
It's like an instant conversation starter as somebody that doesn't watch football.
Yeah.
It's allowed me to kind of find that common ground very quickly. And I think that then puts you at ease that you do have something to talk about and be able to kind of connect with people a lot easier.
From all ages as well. Because when I worked in Manchester, at M Brown actually, I was a hair and makeup artist. 5 years there, really happy, loved my job. And the best bit about it was working with different people every day. And we'd have like British models, but also international models come in, male, female, different ages. And I knew I'm pretty chatty. I know I can talk to most people, but I knew I'd always have a really instant connection and a good day with someone that was into fitness.
Yeah.
Because it just sort of like, you're like, you get it.
Yeah. They do. Yeah.
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 Oh, brilliant. Well, I'm really pleased that when you do move to London, it doesn't mean that you're going to leave Active Physiques, because obviously we're online coaches, so you can be anywhere in the world, Sophie.
Yeah.
We're keeping hold of you. And you are such a big part of our team, and you do inspire a lot of the new females that come to the team because you've been through the process like the fat loss journey, the muscle building journey, and now you're back into another phase, which is, to reveal the muscle that you've built. So it's nice that I can always use you as one of the females to say, look at Sophie's journey, this is what you can achieve with the right mindset.
Yeah.
So in terms of community, you did mention that before, and how it's nice not to have to do things and figure them out on your own. What's been the best part of being with the Active Physiques team in terms of the community aspect?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is the group chat that we've got with everybody on it.
Yeah.
And I remember when I joined, I was quite apprehensive. I was like, there's a lot of people, didn't really kind of want to post anything. But everybody is super friendly. Everybody supports everybody. And I know that kind of sounds a little bit odd, but I think when you've got kind of a group full of strangers and there'll be people in there that you've never met, but you post your workout and they, tell you to have a good day or well done for doing X, Y, or Z.
Yeah.
And I think it's it's definitely the community and the support that you get from obviously the coaches, because you guys are there on hand all the time.
Yeah.
But also, if I put something in the group chat, somebody will respond. And it's everybody celebrating everybody else's wins. And I think that is so powerful. And it's also a space where you can celebrate your own wins. And I think in this kind of society, sometimes it can be kind of seen as a bit big-headed to shout about all the things that you've achieved. And that is a space where you can do that and everybody will celebrate it with you. And it doesn't just have to be fitness. So I remember when I'd passed a few of my last exams, I'd put in the group chat. I was like so excited.
Yeah.
And I had people that I'd never met congratulate me on
saying how
that,
proud they were of you, and you'd never met them in person.
I know. And I just think that is so wonderful. But then also on the flip side of it, that again, actually a couple of weeks ago, I was having a little bit of a wobble, and I'd kind of put in the group chat and I'd had a load of responses of, it's going to be all right, everything's fine. People messaging me privately, and just
nice.
having those people there. And it's kind of testament to the fact that everybody wants the best for everybody else.
100%. And, when we actually take people on, new clients, we're very mindful that we've got such an amazing group that we wouldn't want to have any bad eggs in there. So if, when I'm onboarding or Clint's doing a call with somebody who's potentially going to sign up who shows interest, we're always thinking, are they right for the team? Obviously, are they right? Are we the right fit for them? Also, are they coachable? But are they right for the team? Because we've got such an amazing community that we want to protect, which sounds a little bit cliquey, and it's not, because we've got people from all different walks of life, all different backgrounds, ages. It couldn't be more diverse. But one thing that they've all got in common, I feel like, is really good energy. Like, everyone's approachable, everybody's genuine. Not everybody posts, but everybody that is in that chat are very, very genuine. And when we do our live events, and I think you've been to almost all of them, it might be the first time that you ever meet people in person, but you feel like you already know them. When I go and meet a client to do a gym session, there's no awkwardness. You know, I feel like they're a friend already.
Yeah.
And I probably know a lot more about them than their own friends do. Well, private things. But I feel like that sense of community also, like you touched on in today's society, it sometimes doesn't exist. It can be quite lonely for people when they start a fitness journey because perhaps they don't get that support from the spouse or from the family or for the friends. You know, maybe their friends are into drinking in the pub or not really health conscious. And if you want to do better by your own health and fitness and you've made that decision, then sometimes it can be quite an isolating journey.
Yeah.
So I love that it's a safe space where people can celebrate the wins and they don't feel like they're awkward at all for doing so because it's full of like-minded people that understand, they get it.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I absolutely love it when people post in there that they've got a win, or you know, when you do check-ins and you say what everyone's achieved, and it's just such a kind of like mood booster that all the people around you are all putting in the work and everyone is kind of achieving what they want. And I love watching other people achieve what they want to achieve as well, and that is such kind of a nice place for that to happen.
Yeah, it's a lovely support, isn't it? And it's that accountability, because if you've been posting in a while and then you go quiet, people will be like, where's she gone?
Yeah.
What's she up to? Where's Sophie? I'm on holiday, it's okay.
Yeah. I am
Nyla knows.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons why I really love coaching females is because I've had such a huge identity shift in my own journey through fitness. It's built my confidence, it's changed who I am as a person and how I tackle life, and just generally made me such a happier person, like fulfilled. And I love to spread that awareness. And when I see clients such as yourself that have really grown, not only physically but mentally and in confidence, there's just no better feeling. So would you mind sharing a little bit about that, just to wrap up, how you feel like fitness has really changed your life in a positive way?
Yeah, so I think, the biggest thing has obviously been kind of the confidence. And I guess working in an environment kind of in the corporate world, and having had a background in maths where it was all kind of predominantly male, being the female there can sometimes make you feel a little bit out of place and get a little bit of imposter syndrome. So having that confidence behind me has really helped me kind of remember why I'm there, and I'm in the room and I'm trying to kind of, I guess, pave the way for women, in a sense of trying to be a role model to show that women can be, you know, in the corporate world and they can do well, and they're allowed to be confident doing so, and they have earned that place at the table and they absolutely deserve to be there.
100%.
And I think I've always kind of felt that I wanted to be able to kind of show that, but now having worked on myself, it allows that confidence maybe not to be fake and it to be real. And
yes, I love that.
Yeah.
So you've let go of the imposter syndrome, putting on a front that I'm confident and I deserve to be here, and now you're just owning it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wouldn't say that the imposter syndrome's fully gone.
No.
But
tiny bit.
Yeah, tiny little bit there. But I think it's just kind of really shown me the things that I can do, and I am capable of so much.
Yeah.
And I want others to know that they are also capable of probably a lot more than they think they are right now. And just please believe in yourselves.
100%. And do you know what I always say, and you're a great example of this, you can have it all. You know, just to be confident and be successful in corporate world doesn't mean that you can't look fit and attractive and also have a great relationship. And also, you know, you can have it all if you really want to have it all. You don't have to sacrifice your health to have a fantastic career. And I love that for you, that you're juggling everything and thriving. So I'm really excited to see where the rest of this year goes for you. We've got plans right up until Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really great. It's going to be amazing to watch and be a part of. So
Yeah.
go smash it.
Thank you.